빨리 시간 없어.
오케이.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Well, bad thing is she doesn't say sorry.
No, I'm not. We're not talking about me. We're talking about Bulgarian people. Don't.
She and
That's not true. I say sorry like once a year.
she argue with her father, you know.
That's
They don't say
normal?
sorry.
Well, that's normal.
I don't know if it is a family tradition. They don't say sorry.
No, it's a cultural thing.
She argues with her brother. They don't say sorry.
Why should we say sorry? It's just an argument. Why?
That is really weird.
Why do you
Isn't
need
it
to say
awful?
sorry?
After you fight, you know, after you argue, and like 1 week later, you know, the thing has not resolved yet, but you just you know, be like you know, nothing happened before.
But I'm right. Why should I say sorry? But there's no problem. Life is more interesting when you argue.
In Korea, it is the opposite. When there's an argument, then somebody must say sorry. So like you know, okay, let's say it is my fault. Then I say sorry. You know, then Korean person, you know, that she or he must say sorry too. Oh, you know, I'm sorry too. I must be overreacted. I maybe I misunderstood. Or you know,
But-
there is something. So
Sorry-
we say sorry each other, and then we are talking about the problem.
But sorry means that I am wrong, but I don't think my opinion is wrong. And for example, my brother doesn't think his opinion is wrong.
That's why you guys are not able to move on.
Oh, can you move on just because you say sorry when you don't think you're wrong?
Sorry and talk about it and agree, then compromise, then you move on. Right?
The problem is still there even if they say sorry. They just do it in front of each other to make each other feel better.
Well, at least, you know, you have to say it to resolve the mood, right?
If you say so. That's why these days I say sorry to him more.
짜증나. 생각하니까 짜증나.
Sorry.
Always I say sorry first.
Sorry, I don't say sorry. You know, wife is always right. There's nothing to talk about anymore. Next question.
What? That's it?
Before we fight. What I felt when I came to Korea is there's really big respect for older people here. So no matter if they're like 2 or 3 years older than you or 10 or 20 years older than you, people usually don't talk back to older people. They don't argue. They don't even ask many questions. So when an older person says something to you, you just have to agree and say yes and pretend you're doing it or really do it. So
That's not what you do when you argue with Timo. You guys argue
that's
and you
personal
say,
information.
okay.
that's personal information. Stop talking about it.
And then you do whatever you want.
Stop talking about it. That is different. Maybe I learned the Korean way a little bit. Anyway, what I felt was younger people don't share their opinions much with older people, and they keep some distance. They can't be friends. Usually in Bulgaria, you can be friends with somebody who's older than you. There's no problem. Sometimes even with a big difference, still you can be friends. But in Korea, there's a boundary you can't really cross.
That is maybe because of Confucianism from the old times, and at the same time it is because of the language. In Korea, but we, you know, if older person, we have to call them differently. Higher people, we call them differently.
So there's a rank based on age. Only age, or
Age and positions.
and why do people like to show off that they have an expensive car? Young people in Bulgaria do that because all young people like to show off that they bought something expensive. But in Korea, older people do it. Like even your parents' age. they can't even buy a used car or like a cheaper car because it's below their position or it's below their like image in the society.
It's a part of capitalism. We accept the capitalism before you guys. So that's how, we accepted the American culture since then.
Korean people wear makeup. Usually girls, they wear makeup every time they go out. And this is similar to Bulgaria. Bulgarian girls also wear makeup and they dress up a little bit. But it is really important for a Korean girl to have a brand name bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is uncomfortable to talk about how much
European
money
culture.
we are making.
European culture.
But in Korea, people are openly trying to show like my job is better, my car is better, my apartment is better, my son went to a better school,
Showing off.
Yeah.
Showing off. Yeah.
That's a big cultural difference for me.
I don't know if it is good or bad.
We can't say if it's good or bad. But if you don't have money and you still want to keep up with society and you're trying to buy expensive stuff just so you can seem like you're higher up, then it's a little bit stressful.
So you have to know your position.
How about the bowing during New Year or during the holidays? Kids are bowing to their parents or grandparents, and that is showing respect. We don't have such a thing. Korean people show respect to older people, they show it more. So there's the bowing, there's the language, there's the way of talking to them. And in Bulgaria, we just treat everybody as equals. So we don't have any traditions related to that, I guess.
Oh, we have to show. Otherwise, how do you know if you respect the person or not?
Nunchi!
You have to show.
We can only speak for our son, so only like up to 3 years old. Yeah, we don't have any experience in raising an older kid.
Now I think the big difference that I noticed was how friendly people are to kids.
Maybe.
In Bulgaria, when we go a restaurant, when we go outside, people are really nice. They are really friendly to kids. So if the kid makes some trouble, so it is still acceptable because it's a kid. But in Korea, they are not that friendly to kids. They think kids is a troublemaker, so they have to avoid the kid. So for example, if we go to a restaurant, then the kids make some noise, then but people, they are quite mad.
Yeah, they're not tolerant of kids, usually, or moms, for that matter.
We have a new term, 맘충.
What's that?
Mom is a mom.
Yeah.
Chung is a bug.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
really
a-
sad.
So the mom who is making, mom with the kids, when they are making a lot of trouble, we call them 맘충.
That's terrible. Imagine how uncomfortable the mom feels already because her kids are misbehaving and you can't really control kids. They're doing whatever they want. So they have to care about society and everybody looking at them and not understanding their situation, not being tolerant. That's harsh, I think.
So, in Korea, when we go somewhere with the timing, I always have to check if he is making any trouble.
He worries a lot. I am just annoyed at the people who don't understand the situation.
So, for example, like the noise between,
Neighbors, yeah.
upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah.
Kids are running around, they are making noise, they are jumping, but in Bulgaria, we didn't have any problem.
Kids are kids, they run, they jump.
But in Korea, no, it caused a big issue.
During quarantine, I had a fight with the neighbor downstairs because that neighbor came how many times? 3-4 times to complain when Damin was running, but we were home all day. We couldn't go outside. So first of all, that person was not even supposed to come up to talk to us, but so he kept coming to complain. Finally, I just argued it with him.
We had a small argument.
Yeah.
And after that, she didn't come up.
Oh, maybe I was scary enough. One thing I really like here is in the kindergarten, they have a bus. So they are bringing the kids to the kindergarten and bringing them back. So the system here for childcare, I feel like it's really comfortable for parents because usually Korean parents are very busy.
Mm-hmm.
And about Bulgaria, well, we don't have such a thing. We have to bring kids to the kindergarten.
Not only kindergarten, 학원. 학원 is a private institute.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to send your kid to a 학원, then the 학원 comes to pick up the kids. So
here it's really popular for the kids to be going to those places. Parents are working during that time, so yeah, good system.
So this is a culture, okay? This is a culture.
Both cultures.
Like a generation in Korea. Me, my cousin, like my uncle's children, we share one syllable.
Yeah.
So like my Korean name is 재국. My cousin is 재철, 재성, 재조, 재호, 재욱. So we share one syllable. So when Damin was born, I asked my dad which syllable we have to use for Damin's generation. And my dad said we must use min.
Yes. So we had min and we had to make something with that. And we also have a Bulgarian tradition. Usually we give the name of the grandparents, we pass it down to the kids. So for example, my name is Tanya and my grandma was also Tanya. Actually, it can be similar. My grandma's name is Tanka, but it is similar enough to Tanya. So we pass it down. And to keep the Bulgarian tradition and to keep the Korean tradition, we didn't have that many choices of names. My dad's name is Dimo. So we decided we're gonna use at least one letter from his name, D. And we had Min. So we tried Damin, Dimin, Domin, Demin. We tried all the vowels. And actually Damin was suggested by my friend Geri. Thank you, Geri. And that was the best sounding name. We tried to switch the syllables too, like Min first and then something else in the end, but it didn't sound good. We wanted that to be easy for Bulgarian people to pronounce and Korean people to pronounce, and short.
Oh, by the way, but I talked about the min. I told you my dad told me that we have to use min, but that was not true.
Oops.
My dad realized that he was wrong after we already registered his name.
So his name is just unique everywhere in Bulgaria, in Korea.
So we decided to name him Damin, and we sent it that name to my dad and asked my dad to put the Chinese character.
We will show them here.
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 And his middle name is Jegu because by Bulgarian law, kids must take their father's second name as their middle name. So his full name is Damin Jegu Lee.
I like that. The most popular, famous one is Jeju Island.
I love Jeju Island.
I love
It's
too.
pretty. Yeah.
설악산. 설악산 is really beautiful, especially in fall. It's really beautiful. 지리산. 지리산 also, that is really pretty.
Where's Jiri-san?
Around Cheonnam.
Cheonnam. And what is really different from Bulgaria is there are trails, there are signs, there are stairs, you know, there are mats for people to walk on. Everything is organized by people, and a lot of parks, they take care of their plants a lot. They make a nice shape, they cut them, they trim the grass very, very regularly. So everything is pretty. On the other hand, I have not seen much like wild nature, just without any human touch here.
Like a national park, people are going there. It's a national park, so a lot of people are going there. If there's no any path for people, then they are going in a different direction. First of all, it's not safe, and second of all, they are ruining the environment. It's a national park; we must protect it.
There is an idea behind it, yeah.
So, and also there is some forest fire. Yeah, there is a danger of forest fire as well. So that's why we always have a path. You know, people must go only in that path.
That makes sense.
Здрасти!
Така. Къде ти харесва повече да живееш? В Корея или в България?
Korea.
Защо?
Защото 장난감도 많고.
София, нямаме ли си много играчки?
아니야.
Само за това, само заради играчките. Къде ти харесва детската градина повече? В Корея или в България?
България.
Защо?
Защото...
Помниш ли, че там танцувахте, пяхте песнички? Помниш ли?
Да.
И това ти харесва повече, така ли? Тук в Ориничип какво правите?
Това.
С сънсенгним или с приятелчетата?
Не, приятелчета.
Кой език ти е по-лесен да говориш? Корейски, български или английски?
Български.
Българският ти е най-лесен?
Да.
Сега както си говориме?
Да.
Разбирам. Кой ти е най-труден?
한국.
Корейския?
아니.
Английския?
Hello.
Hello.
Pink. Train. 아기. 하얀. 안에 봐봐요. 아기 있어. 다이너솔. Black. Car. 경찰 car. 타마스. 금방 그래.
Така ли?
잘 가는 타마스. Blue. Red car. McQueen. Green. Blue. Dump truck. Red car. Mercedes. Lamborghini.